We are in the final stretch of IPL 2022 and it's an intriguing fight as far as the battle for the playoff is concerned. And in this particular video, what we're going to look at is what's the possibility, which is the team that's most likely to make it to the playoff, which is the team that is definitely out. And as of now, there is only one team that is guaranteed a spot, and that is Mumbai Indians. They are guaranteed a spot out of the playoff. What happens to the other teams? What are the permutation combinations? That's what we'll try and decipher. 15 games, remember, we're recording this and we're coming live to you on the day that game number 56 is going to be played between Mumbai and Kolkata Knight Riders. That means 15 games still remain as far as the group stages are concerned, and we still don't know which are the four teams that are guaranteed a playoff spot. Not even Lucknow, not even Gujarat on the top two position with 16 points are guaranteed. So let me break it down for you to understand what guarantees a team a playoff spot. So here it is, 18 points. As soon as a team reaches 18 points, they are guaranteed a spot. That means it does not matter what happens to the other results. As soon as a team reaches 18 points, they are guaranteed a playoff spot. So who is it that can reach 18 points immediately? Lucknow and Gujarat. They both have 3 matches remaining. All they need to do is win 1 match out of their 3. All they need is a 1 match victory out of their 3 games and they are guaranteed a playoff spot. Of course, these two teams are going to be playing for the top 2 position, which means they would want to win all their 3 matches, or at least 2 out of the 3, to give themselves a chance to play that 1 and 2, that extra game that you get a chance to make it to the final. So for that they'll need more points, but for the moment, if it's the playoff spot, they're not guaranteed at the moment. So you reach 18 points and you're guaranteed a playoff spot. And guess what? There are other teams as well that can reach 18 points. So there's Rajasthan and there is Bangalore. Bangalore have 2 games remaining. They're on 14. They can also reach 18. These are the only 4 teams that can reach 18 points. What that tells you, at the moment, 4 teams in Lucknow, Gujarat, Rajasthan, Bangalore have the destiny in their hands. That means they don't have to rely on any other team. If they go on to win their encounters, 2 and 2 for Bangalore, 2 out of 3 for Rajasthan, 1 out of 3 for Gujarat and Lucknow. That's all they need to do, and they're guaranteed a playoff spot. So as things stand right now, these 4 are favorite to make it to the playoffs because their destiny is in their hand. They're not dependent on anyone else, because the remaining team can only get to 16 points. That means 18 point guarantees you. Now what happens if any team, by the way, today, the other thing that can be guaranteed is, because Kolkata are playing Mumbai are out. If Kolkata lose, they are also out of the race. So they'll become the second team out of the playoff race. Everyone else is still alive. I'll go on explaining why. So 18 points is guaranteeing you a position in the playoff. You get 18, you get a tick mark, you're through. And these are the only 4 teams that can reach 18 points. Destiny in their hand. Now what happens if you are at 16 points? So if you get 16 points, then you're dependent on other teams. So then it's a 50-50 sort of a situation. Destiny is not in your hand. You could still make it to the playoff, whether it is Lucknow and Gujarat. If they were to lose all their 3 remaining matches, that will not happen for Lucknow or Gujarat. One of them will win that 1 encounter that is going to be played on Tuesday between, so they'll reach. But if the other teams were to finish on 16, it would be 50-50, because there are other teams that can rival them, that can reach. Those are Delhi, Hyderabad and Punjab. And even though these teams play each other, Delhi, Hyderabad and Punjab, so it is a possibility that not all of them will reach 16 points, but even if 1 or 2 teams reach 16 points, they will give the remaining teams a fight for the playoff spot. That's why 16 points gives you a chance to qualify, which is why every other team is also alive in Delhi, Hyderabad and Punjab. But here's an interesting bit. Looking at what each team is doing, and I did the permutation and combination, even mathematically, even 14 points are enough for you to make the playoffs. But so if you get 14 points, you could still make it, but the chances of that happening, whatever, I'm just top of the head, you'd say whatever 5% or so of that happening, because a lot of things have to fall into place for you to qualify. Not only do you have to win your encounters, like in the case of Chennai, all your encounters, also hope that the other teams lose and then end up on 14 points. That would also include teams like Rajasthan, Bangalore, Delhi, Hyderabad and Punjab. They all have to stop winning from here on, or even if they win, for these teams maybe 2 games they can win and not more than that. So you could have a situation where multiple teams could be on 14 points and then you have a run rate and thing. But as I said, the chances of that happening are very, very, very minute at the moment. But it does give hope to teams like Kolkata and Chennai. At 14, you could have a very, very slight chance of making it. But as I said, a lot of things really need to fall into place. For Kolkata, as I mentioned earlier, if they lose today, they can't even reach 14. So no chances at all. So 12 points is a complete no. It's a cross. You don't make it. Now we're getting a clearer picture. Earlier we were just imagining, whether 16 will be enough. Some said no, maybe 18 would have to be a minimum this season. 14 will be no chance. But now that you have just 3 games remaining for most of the teams, 2 in case of Bangalore, and then you have 4 in case of Mumbai. Now you're getting a picture that 18 is a guarantee. Nobody can stop you. 16, there is a 50-50 chance. Some results have to go your way. 14, very minute possibility that you could still make it. 12 points, no chance. So that's what we concluded based on where teams are standing and looking at what matches they have. Sometime what happens, because teams play against each other, you realize that even if you are aiming for 14, you cannot reach there, because if you lose a game, you will give the other team some points. He will reach to 16. I've looked at all those combinations. There is a possibility multiple teams could be on 14 and the fight could be there. There is a possibility multiple teams could also be on 16. So they will all boil down to the run rate. So this is where the IPL points table stands as of now. This is on Monday that I am coming live to you, on the day that Kolkata are playing Mumbai Indians. Of course, going forward, this combination may again change because all of this is dynamic. I hope you enjoyed our analysis. Don't